In the sterile high-stakes world of St. Mary's Hospital, life moves at a relentless pace. For Dr. Emily Carter, every day is a blur of patience, paperwork, and the constant hum of machines that stand between life and death. She's a brilliant physician, known for her dedication and a composure that keeps her emotions safely locked away. Her world is orderly, predictable, and devoid of anything that might distract her from her mission. But life, as it so often does, had a surprise in store for her. A surprise that walked in wearing a white coat, with a smile that could disarm even the most guarded heart. Her name was Dr. Lauren Bennett, the new cardiologist. From the moment she arrived, Lauren was a force of nature, confident, sharp, and radiating a warmth that seemed entirely out of place amidst the cold, clinical. Their first encounter was all business, a quick, professional briefing on a critical patient. Emily delivered the facts with her usual precision, but as she spoke, she found herself caught off guard. There was something in Lauren's eyes, a spark of genuine interest that went beyond the medical chart, and when Lauren responded, her voice carried a melodic confidence that resonated with Emily in a way she couldn't quite explain. A subtle tension filled the space between them, an unspoken awareness that this was more than just a meeting between colleagues. For the first time in years, Emily felt a flicker of something other than professional duty, a quiet, magnetic pull that was both unnerving and exhilarating. As the weeks unfolded, their orbits began to overlap more and more. They'd cross paths during grueling late-night shifts, their eyes meeting over surgical masks in the operating room. They'd find themselves working side by side during chaotic emergencies, a silent understanding passing between them. In these high-pressure moments, the professional facades began to crack. Emily saw past Lauren's confident exterior to the vulnerability she hid after a difficult case. Lauren, in turn, noticed the profound kindness in Emily's quiet gestures, the way she did gently comfort a patient's family or stay late just to double-check a chart. They were seeing the real people beneath the white coats. One evening, after a particularly draining day in the ICU, Emily was heading home when she saw a figure sitting alone in the hospital's small, quiet garden. It was Lauren, her head tilted back, gazing at the few stars brave enough to pierce the city's glow. Something compelled Emily to walk over. She sat down on the bench beside her, and for a moment, they just existed in the shared silence. Then, Lauren began to speak. She talked about the immense weight of their jobs, the loneliness that came with dedicating your life to medicine. Emily found herself opening up in return, sharing her own fears and struggles, things she'd never voiced to anyone before. Under the soft moonlight, surrounded by the gentle rustle of leaves, a new connection was forged. It was deeper than friendship, more fragile than romance, a delicate, unspoken bond that began to grow between them. Their connection flourished in the small, stolen moments that peppered their hectic days. A light brush of hands as they passed a patient's file, a shared smile in the crowded break room that felt like a private joke. Sometimes, when they worked together to calm a frightened patient, a comforting hand on his shoulder would linger just a second too long. These fleeting touches sent electric currents through them, building a silent language of affection that only they understood. Each glance, each subtle gesture, was a thread weaving their lives closer together. The professional distance they once maintained was dissolving, replaced by an intimacy that was both thrilling and terrifying. They were standing on the edge of something new, something that could change everything. Then came the rain. A sudden downpour trapped them under the hospital's entrance awning one afternoon. They were both off duty, and the world outside the hospital doors suddenly felt vast and unknown. Lauren, ever prepared, produced a single, large umbrella. As they huddled together beneath it, walking out into the rain-slicked street, the world seemed to fade away. The sound of the rain, the close proximity, the scent of Lauren's perfume, it was an intoxicating combination. Emily's heart hammered against her ribs, a frantic rhythm that matched the drumming of the rain on the umbrella. She could feel the warmth radiating from Lauren's body, so close to hers. In that suspended moment, caught between the world of the hospital and the world outside, courage took hold. Lauren stopped walking, turning to face Emily. She gently cupped Emily's face in her hands, her thumb stroking her cheek, and then she leaned in. But it was filled with all the unspoken longing that had been building for weeks. As Emily kissed her back, the dam of her carefully controlled emotions finally broke. It was a kiss that tasted of rain and relief, a kiss that sealed their fate and promised a new beginning. After that first rain-soaked kiss, there was no turning back. The unspoken tension that had crackled between them ignited into a quiet, burning flame. They began to carve out time for each other amidst the chaos of their lives. Quick coffee dates between rounds became their lifeline, the bitter taste of caffeine sweetened by shared laughter. Late-night dinners in the starkly lit hospital cafeteria felt like the most romantic meals in the world. They became each other's anchor, the one person who truly understood the emotional toll of their work. A bad day could be soothed by a knowing look, a difficult loss made bearable by a supportive hand to hold. Their love story unfolded in the hidden corners of St. Mary's. Stolen kisseth in empty supply closets, whispered confessions of love in deserted on-call rooms. Their smiles across a crowded nurses' station spoke volumes, conveying a depth of feeling that words couldn't capture. But love in a place as public as a hospital is never simple. Whispers started to follow them down the corridors. The hospital gossip mill, always hungry for a new story, began to churn. Emily, who had always prided herself on her professionalism, struggled with the fear of judgment. Lauren, though outwardly confident, worried about how their relationship might affect their careers. They faced moments of doubt and insecurity. A friendly conversation with a colleague could spark a pang of jealousy. The pressure to keep their love a secret, while also navigating its new and intense emotions, was a heavy burden. There were days when the fear and the stress threatened to pull them apart. But with every challenge they faced, their bond only grew stronger. They learned to communicate their fears, to lean on each other, and to fight for the love they were building. Each obstacle they overcame was a testament to their commitment, proving that what they had was real, resilient, and worth fighting for. The ultimate test of their bond came during a code blue. A patient's heart stopped, and the emergency room exploded into controlled chaos. It was Emily and Lauren who led the team. In that high-pressure, life-or-death situation, everything else fell away. There was no gossip, no fear, only a singular focus. They moved in perfect sync, a seamless extension of one another. Emily's calm decisiveness paired with Lauren's quick, brilliant interventions. They communicated with glances, with single words, each trusting the other's skills implicitly. Their teamwork, forged in shared coffee breaks and whispered secrets, was now on full display, and it was breathtaking. Together, under the harsh glare of the operating lights, they brought the patient back from the brink. They saved a life. After the adrenaline faded and the patient was stable, they found themselves alone in the now quiet corridor. The emotional weight of what they had just been through hung heavy in the air. All the barriers they had so carefully constructed were gone, stripped away by the raw intensity of the moment. Emily looked at Lauren, her heart overflowing with a mix of exhaustion, relief, and an overwhelming love. In Lauren's eyes, she saw the same unguarded emotion reflected back at her. No more hiding, no more holding back. Lauren closed the distance between them, and they shared a long, heartfelt kiss. It wasn't a stolen, hurried kiss like the ones in the supply closet. This was a kiss of triumph, of gratitude, and of profound, unwavering love. Right there, in the hallway of the hospital that had brought them together, they finally allowed themselves to fully embrace the love that had been growing all along. Hearts in White Coats is more than just a love story. It's a testament to the resilience of the human heart and the incredible power of connection. It's about finding your person in the most unlikely of places, and discovering that even in a world defined by sickness and sorrow, love can bloom with fierce and beautiful intensity. Emily and Lorna's journey reminds us that tenderness and passion aren't confined by sterile walls or professional titles. Their story is a celebration of love in all its forms, proving that the deepest connections are often forged in the fires of adversity. It's a reminder that at the end of the day, even for those who wear white coats, the heart wants what it wants. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more content like this.